Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the 2021 Jewish Heritage Month celebration hosted by the Essex County Board of Commissioners. And we want to just get started. So we have some great program tonight, and we have some terrific honorees. And I just want to offer some welcoming remarks to our county executive, Joe DiVincenzo, to our constitutional officers, my fellow commissioners, to our honorees, and to all who are participating in this virtual event. Good evening. I am Carlos Pamars, and I serve as the District 5 Commissioner and the Vice President of this board. Today, I stand here before you in place of our Board President, Wayne Richardson, who regrettably couldn't be here today. He asked that I extend his good wishes to each of you, and especially to our honorees. And although he's not here today physically or virtually, he definitely is with us in spirit. So I want to offer a few of his good wishes. As we reflect on the events of this past year, many things have happened, in particular, since the onset of the coronavirus pandemic. All of our lives have been affected. Last year, our Jewish Heritage event, as well as the others, were canceled. And all of us have unfortunately been touched by loss. However, I'm encouraged to say that because of our resilience, we have developed new and innovative ways of conducting business, as well as the operation of our daily lives. Thankfully, we are all emerging victoriously, armed with some knowledge of preventing the spread of the disease and a vaccine for protection. Today, our ability to have this celebration virtually is an example of the resilience, and we are proud to move forward with our mission and goal. With that being said, the month of May is set aside as Jewish Heritage Month. However, we know every day Jewish Americans are hard at work making a difference in our communities. This evening, the commissioners have selected deserving individuals that have done just that, made a difference in our communities. We have the pleasure of honoring Rabbi David Weisberg, Arthur Lutzke, and we'll also honor the life, legacy, and efforts of the late Frederick Pressman. To each honoree, I personally salute you for all that you do, and thank you for the efforts that you continue to make Essex County a wonderful place to live, work, and play. And to each of you who have taken the time to be with us, welcome. I'd like now to introduce Cantor Jessica Epstein to perform the Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red clear, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Nick, we started the second one.
Starting now.
Kolod baleva penima, nefesh Yehudi homia, ulfate mizrach kadima, ayin letzion Sophia. Od love tikvatenu, hatikva בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים.
I am Commissioner at Large Patricia Siebold, and I'm happy to take part in our annual Jewish Heritage Month program. I am proud to be a Jewish American and delighted to be one of the catalysts for the board celebration. Tonight, we recognize the accomplishments of Jewish men and women everywhere and honor outstanding Essex County citizens for their contributions to our county and to the society as a whole. We will begin our program with an opening prayer from Rabbinical Assistant Max Edwards of Temple B'nai Abraham in my hometown of Livingston, New Jersey. And by the way, I am a longtime member of Temple B'nai Abraham. So now please turn your attention to Rabbinical Assistant Edwards. Thank you.
We come together tonight for an evening of honor and gratitude. Let us take a moment to set our hearts toward this exceptional occasion. Jews around the world just concluded the celebration of Shavuot, our holiday which commemorates our receiving the gift of Torah on Mount Sinai. Today is a day called Isru Chag, the day after a festival where we allow ourselves just that extra moment to linger in the outgoing sacredness of the occasion. What a perfect day for the Essex County Board of County Commissioners to honor these three accomplished and dedicated individuals. Individuals committed to righteousness, honor, and a sense of peoplehood. A day after receiving the gift of Torah, we recognize the gifts of Mr. Pressman, Zichrono Livracha, may his memory be for a blessing, Mr. Lutsky, and my colleague, Rabbi Weisberg. Divine source of blessing, may you be our source of light this evening. Through you, may we honor these Klei Kodesh, these holy vessels of our community. And may this moment nourish all those working toward righteousness and peace. Amen.
Thank you very much, Rabbi Edwards. At this time, I would like to take a moment to introduce my commissioner colleagues who are joining with us tonight. First, we have the Vice President of the Board of Commissioners, Carlos Pomares, whom you already heard from. We have Commissioner Robert Mercado, and we have Commissioner Brendan Gill. We also have the clerk to the Board of Commissioners, and that is Deborah Davis Ford. I keep thinking freeholders, that's my problem. Throughout my time on the board, we've built a great rapport with the administration under the wonderful leadership of our county executive, Joseph DiVincenzo. Through this partnership, we work hard every day to achieve that tagline of putting Essex County first. Since he wasn't able to be here today, we welcome Kate Hartwick, who is the Deputy Director of Park, Recreation, and Cultural Affairs, who will bring greetings on behalf of our county executive in his absence. Kate?
Good evening. It's a pleasure to be with you tonight. Throughout the year, I have missed our county executive's cultural heritage events. They are joyful celebrations with music and prayer of the diversity that makes up Essex County, and usually held in our Hall of Records. As restrictions begin to lift, I'm looking forward to these community gatherings returning to in-person events. Throughout the pandemic, we have seen individuals throughout our county embrace volunteerism. Through our vaccination centers and community food drives, community members have come out to support one another. But tonight's 3 honorees have been dedicated to service in their community for much of their lives. Each has demonstrated an inspiring commitment to helping others and are most deserving of this recognition from the Board of Commissioners. On behalf of our County Executive, Joe D., I offer my sincere congratulations to all of you on this wonderful honor and achievement.
Thank you, Deputy Director Kate Hartwick. We appreciate your presence and mutual support of this event and all of our board's functions. Thank you, Kate. At this time, it's my great pleasure to introduce our first honoree for tonight's program. Please join me in welcoming Rabbi David Z. Weisberg of Temple B'nai Abraham in Livingston, New Jersey. Here are a few details from the commendation. Rabbi Weisberg joined Temple B'nai Abraham as senior rabbi on July 1st, 2019. During this time, in addition to the work of leading services, teaching, and pastoral care, he has involved the community in numerous social justice efforts. Prior to joining the Temple B'nai Abraham family, he served as spiritual leader of Temple Emmanuel in Edison, New Jersey. While there, he served as president of the Metuchen-Edison Area Interfaith Clergy Association and was deeply involved in local social justice work and collaborative education. He has partnered with New Jersey Together in community organizing in Essex County, led Temple B'nai Abraham's efforts to upgrade their technology, and worked with lay leadership to address hate and anti-Semitism. His academic interests include Jewish law and rituals, Jewish and Israeli culture and music, theology, spirituality, and midrash storytelling. He is a renowned writer, and his published work can be found on his website, davidweisberg.com, and he also writes for Union for Reform Judaism, 10 Minutes of Torah, and the Times of Israel blog. Your record of service is beyond reproach, and we are pleased to present you with the board's commendation and plaque. The plaque reads, the Essex County Board of the Essex County Board of County Commissioners hereby honors Rabbi David Z. Weisberg for embodying the spirit and pride of the Essex County Jewish community in celebration of Jewish Heritage Month, May 19th, 2021. So Rabbi, if you would please unmute yourself and speak to us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm just so moved by this honor. Thank you to the county commissioners, to Commissioner Cooper, Commissioner Gill, Commissioner Graham, Commissioner Johnson, Commissioner Luciano, Commissioner Mercado, of course, Commissioner Siebold, who I have the pleasure of having at the Temple B'nai Abraham, in the Temple B'nai Abraham community. And County Commissioner Vice President Pomaris and County Commissioner President Richardson. Thank you to my partners at Temple B'nai Abraham, both our incredible staff team and the lay leadership. And thank you to my family, Miriam, and to Nava and Judah. And a mazel tov to my fellow honorees, a mazel tov to Arthur Lutsky, and of course, to Fred Pressman of blessed memory. I had the privilege of knowing Fred in life and getting to learn with him on many occasions. And he was just the most marvelous of human beings. It's a real honor to be here as we honor his memory. It has been a whirlwind of 2 years in Essex County. When I arrived at Temple B'nai Abraham, the arrival in a new community, getting to know everyone in the synagogue and in the larger county, it's always a significant undertaking to get to know everyone, to figure out what is the work that needs to be done. And then it was 2020. And it's been a privilege working with such incredible people in the midst of this to do holy work. I believe that we have an obligation as God's partners in building and repairing this world. And I get the privilege every day of getting to teach and to guide and lead and even just participate in doing this work. And I'm blessed with incredible partners throughout this county and at TBA. This past year has exposed numerous cracks in the fabric of our society, making clear how far we still have to go in fighting racism and prejudice and bringing access and equity, safety and respect to every human being living in our borders. And how much work we still have to do to ensure that our society is one that truly cares for and takes responsibility for all human beings. That work needs to be done right here in New Jersey. And we still have much work to do here in Essex County. And this past year has also made clear that there remain significant threats to the Jewish community here, abroad, and in Israel. And we all have much work to do to ensure the safety of the Jewish people. And we, the Jewish community here in Essex County, are immensely appreciative of your partnership in these efforts. The Bible teaches us that every human being is created in God's image, that every life is sacred. May we all be blessed in our work to ensure that every life, that each human being is treated appropriately as examples of the divine in our midst. May we all be blessed in our work to build a better home for these human beings, a better home for each other, and a better world. May we do so as partners together. Thank you.
And thank you, Rabbi. Temple B'nai Abraham is so fortunate to have you as a leader of the temple. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rabbi. It's a pleasure to be here with you this evening. My name is Commissioner Brendan Gill. I'm honored to take part in tonight's ceremony. As been noted, unfortunately, we were unable to hold our Jewish Heritage Celebration month last year due to the pandemic. Thankfully, our new normal of hosting virtual ceremonies has allowed us to once again formally recognize the contributions of the Jewish community and the many diverse communities that make up the fabric of Essex County. At this time, I'm going to ask everyone to join me in welcoming Ronnie Pressman, who I see out there, as we posthumously honor her late husband, Frederick Pressman. And it's great to see Ronnie. Say hello. Ronnie and I were actually just together, which was so refreshing, in person, less than an hour ago, as we were recognizing the late memory of her husband in anticipation of this ceremony today. But there was also a blood drive today at Temple Ner Tibet in honor of Mr. Pressman. So this was actually a very exciting day so that we could honor his memory. But in addition, I was actually able to get a small taste of doing something in person again, which was just so, just felt so blessed to be able to do that and to be with you today, Ronnie, in person. If you would allow me to share a few highlights from the commendation. Frederick's calling in life was to help better our world. He was the Tikkun Olam chair in Monroe, New York. And after settling in New Jersey, he became the longtime religious living chair at Temple Ner Tamid in Bloomfield. He spent most of his life helping to settle immigrants, taking care of our planet as a master gardener, driving folks to doctor's appointments, creating Shiva meals, and doing so much more. He was a leader in immigrant rights and was part of the effort to advocate for driver's licenses for all of New Jersey residents, regardless of citizenship status. He assisted Syrian families in resettling in the Essex County area. He led the Israel Programming Task Force at Temple Ner Tamid, working to create learning opportunities and dialogue between Israeli and United States Jews. He took the meaning of that word of the men in the world literally. Whether he cut vegetables at the Bloomfield Cafe, he participated in the monthly feeding programs at the Park Methodist Church, or organized a collection of over 20 tons of dedicated food for the Human Needs Food Pantry. He led by example. And as Ronnie and I both noted, he did it without looking for any recognition. He just was present. He was there each and every day. That really hit home for me during this time of the pandemic. To have people like that in our community. We miss that so much in his presence. Did not do it for accolades. I think actually he might have been somewhat uncomfortable with this type of recognition, but I'm glad and honored that we were able to do it. Mr. Pressman's service to the Jewish community and to our society at large continues to be felt today, and we are pleased to present you with the board's commendation and plaque. The plaque reads, "The Essex County Board of Commissioners hereby honors Frederick Pressman for embodying the spirit and pride of the Essex County Jewish community in celebration of Jewish Heritage Month. Congratulations and thank you. And thank you, Ronnie, for being with us. And please unmute yourself and say a few words. And it's great to be with you today."
Thank you, Brendan. Thank you to all of the commissioners for even this honor. I am just so honored to be able to accept this on behalf of Freddie, as everybody would know him. Yes, he's Frederick Pressman, but we all know him as Freddie. And this probably, as you had just mentioned, would have been an award that he never could have or would have wanted to have presented, because that's how humble he was. And it was not important to receive an award. It was not important for people to pat him on the back. It was important for him to be able to be part of this community, not just this community, not just the Jewish community. We traveled far and wide to Rwanda, to Uganda, to Israel. And if he wasn't with boots on the ground in those places, he was working through Jewish Helping Hands or many other organizations that are about doing exactly what he loved to do. He, like many of us, have many sayings that kind of go along with what we do. And Freddie's was this whole piece about Hineni. And Hineni to him was not just I am here, but here I am. And so I am just humbled myself to be able to accept this award on his behalf. It has a place for it in my home, for me, for my family, for all of those in our community. So I thank you so much on his behalf.
Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you. At this time, we will hear a musical selection before recognizing our last honoree. You heard at the beginning of our program, but before we have her back for another musical selection, I would like to tell you a little bit about our performer, Cantor Jessica Epstein. Our cantor has been at Temple B'nai Abraham. I'm sensing a theme of tonight's tonight's ceremony since 2004. After earning a Bachelor of Arts in English and a Bachelor of Music and Vocal Performance at the University of Illinois, she graduated from the School of Sacred Music at the Hebrew Union College Jewish Institute of Religion. She is a former officer and executive board member of the American Conference of Cantors and is featured on the CD Shabbat Anthology Volume 2. Please join me once again in welcoming Jessica, our cantor for this evening.
For our teachers and their students and the students of their students, we ask for peace and loving kindness and and let us say Amen. And for those who study Torah here and everywhere, may they be blessed with all they need. And let us say Amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say Amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say Amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say Amen. We ask for peace and loving kindness, and let us say Amen.
At this time, I would like to make our third and final presentation for this year's event. Please help me give a warm welcome to Arthur Lutsky. It gives me great pleasure to introduce him because I not only am familiar with him and the work he has done, but I also knew his mother, who was an English teacher at Weequahic High School for many years, and I worked under her leadership as a practice teacher at Weequahic High School. So let me share a little information that is included in the commendation. Arthur Lutsky was born and raised in Newark, New Jersey, and is a graduate of Weequahic High School. He graduated with a BA from Williams College and an MBA from New York University, NYU. He is the treasurer of the Weequahic High School Alumni Association and chair of its scholarship committee. They have raised to date almost $1 million for scholarships, support enrichment programs, the school's athletic teams, and other student activities. Arthur and the committee have provided financial assistance to hundreds of Weequahic High School graduates attending college or technical school. They responded to the pandemic by providing 100 Google Chromebooks and their licenses to the students, while also supporting the New Jersey Community Food Bank and the staff of Beth Israel Hospital. His commitment to Weequahic High School students was inspired by his late mother, Hilda, who taught English at the high school, and his late father, Maurice, a longtime Hawthorne Avenue School principal. In his spare time, Arthur enjoys playing golf. He and his wife, Nancy, are the proud parents of 2 daughters and 5 wonderful grandchildren. So today, Arthur, we are happy to honor you. Your record speaks for itself when we are pleased to present you with the board's commendation and plaque, which reads, the Essex County Board of County Commissioners hereby honors Arthur Lutsky for embodying the spirit and pride of the Essex County Jewish community in celebration of Jewish Heritage Month, May 19, 2021. So Arthur, if you would unmute yourself, you can now speak to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. And thanks to the entire Essex County Board of County Commissioners for hosting this Jewish Heritage event and honoring all 3 of us. To accomplish what's just been mentioned by the Commissioner and to hopefully continue to contribute takes a dedicated, hardworking group of people. And that's the Weequahic High School Alumni Association, also known as WHSAA. We were founded in 1997 by the late Hal Braff and Sheldon Bross, who were immediately joined by others of diverse backgrounds and religions. I became involved in 2002 after answering the call for alumni to speak to a class about our life experiences. I was so impressed by the questions that the students asked that I immediately signed up and joined the association. For the past 23 years, the WHSAA has shown that all of us can work together effectively to assist our students and our recent graduates. And as mentioned, everything we've accomplished has been through the hard work of many, many people, including our two current and past co-presidents, our secretary, our entire board of trustees, our terrific executive director and terrific founding executive director, our committees, including our past two Hall of Distinction committees, and of course, our loyal membership. What's most gratifying is to see that we're making a difference. Every year, we provide 25 to 30 scholarships to our graduates, many of whom would not be able to attend college without it. And as mentioned, this past year, the 100 Chromebooks we gave enabled students to attend school online. In more normal times, we've paid for summer sports camps, equipment, uniforms, and tournament fees for our athletic teams, and instruments and uniforms for the marching band. And before the pandemic, we sent a busload of students to see To Kill a Mockingbird on Broadway. We look forward to the day that we'll be sending other busloads of our students to other Broadway shows. What's most satisfying is to hear about the scholarships recipients completing college or tech school or attending graduate school and becoming physicians or registered nurses or teachers or working in the government or nonprofit sectors and many other fields and jobs. To keep all this going, we just held a very successful virtual fundraiser where we inducted a third group of notable Weequahic alumni into our Hall of Distinction. And we will soon be awarding another 25 or more scholarships to graduating Weequahic seniors this year and our alumni already in college. And finally, we want to thank the Commission for the encouragement that this recognition gives to all of us at the Weequahic High School Alumni Association. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Art Lutsky. It was a pleasure listening to you. Now, as this program comes to a close, I want to once again congratulate all of the honorees. We appreciate the work, time, and commitment that has helped to make Essex County what it is today. As Vice President Pomari said during the opening, this past year has been unique and challenging. Last year, we did not hold this event or many others, but I am so thankful that we were able to pivot, persevere, and proceed with this important occasion. So on behalf of the entire board, I thank each of you for sharing this evening with us. As we celebrate Jewish Heritage Month, I am excited, proud, and honored to be a Jewish American and to be the catalyst for the board's presentation. I thank Commissioner President Richardson and the entire board for their support in ensuring this celebration was carried out. Our county executive, Joe D., has a tagline that we all have adopted, and it speaks to this occasion and many other occasions that we celebrate in Essex County. And that tagline is, "Our diversity is our strength." Today is no exception. We are a community made up of many people and many ethnicities. And when we look closely, we find we have more in common than not. Additionally, thanks goes to all those who participated in the program. Rabbinical assistant Max Edwards for the prayer, Cantor Jessica Epstein for your wonderful voice, and especially to our honorees, Rabbi David Weisberg, the legacy and memory of Frederick Pressman and Arthur Lutsky. All of your efforts have made each one of you leaders. Hearing your accomplishments have inspired each of us to do more and to be better citizens. We know because of you, our communities are all the better. In addition to the board's plaque and commendation, each honoree will receive a citation from Senator Teresa Ruiz. Thank you, Senator, for your continued support of our board events. We also give thanks to our clerk of the board, Deborah Davis Ford, and her staff who coordinate these events. We thank you so much and appreciate your hard efforts. Finally, to our viewing audience, I thank each of you for your attentiveness, and we look forward to safer days when we can gather for events like this in person. Until then, we urge everyone to continue to be vigilant in your efforts to protect yourself and your family. Please be mindful of CDC protocols and get vaccinated. So at this time, please turn your attention to Rabbinical Assistant Max Edwards, who will offer our closing prayer. Good night, everyone, and stay safe. Thank you.
Each week on Saturday morning, Jewish communities around the world read a section of Torah, the Hebrew Bible, making our way through the entire scroll in either 1 or 3 years. The section read this weekend comes from the Book of Numbers and includes one of the oldest blessings Judaism has to offer the world, the blessing that Aaron and his sons, the priests of Israel, would recite in order to bless the entire community. We close tonight with this blessing of peace upon our honorees, their families, and all of us here this evening. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God bless you and keep you. May God deal kindly and graciously with you. May God bestow favor upon you and grant you peace. And we all say together, Amen.